Welcome back to Anarchy Online Part 69 trillion. I'm your host, Weird Zoomer Guy, who got attached to this game because he played as a kid. And I'm going to be talking a little bit about Project Rubi-Ka, a little bit of debriefing on the last playtest, and what's going on a little bit forward that I know of at least. Let's turn that a little bit down. I usually don't play with sound at all, but I figured I would for the video. Last time I did a kind of an update video, I did it very scripted. I didn't really like it that much. So now I'm just kind of be going, I have a general idea what I want to go over, but I'll be playing the live version. This is a pretty modified version of the live client. I think I have like an alternate EXE setup. There's DG Voodoo in the bottom right, which I left on so you could see it was on. This is Reshade. So right now I just have whatever this is, cast.fx set up. Normally I play with this on, but that can be it's a little weird sometimes. So I'm gonna play with it off. There's some fun effects in here too, like yeah, they show up in OBS pretty well. Assy, border, sensor. Oh, that's probably just like a effect thing. I don't know. Anyway, before I get started talking and yapping, I want to get working on some just regular solo missions, just some normal stuff here. Actually, I want to focus on getting into you first, which is in wine. Okay. Just want to get this started before I get lost. I did check if the Golem buff is up, and it is not. Unless someone entered it in like within the 5 minutes of me checking, but I don't think so. Broken Shores. I think it's Broken Shores. And it goes to wine. Okay. The Halloween asses are still out. It's almost like it's Project Ruby all over again, but no. I'm not gonna bother with them, really. Yeah. I do have a flying car, the Yamaha, whatever it's called. Yamaha. It's like 5 million credits in live Anarchy Online, and this is probably my richest character, which puts me in like the bottom 1% of players. But that's okay. I don't really need money for anything besides to buy this car. Alright, so this is the typical agent, until 114, agent, metaphysics trader setup, with a whole shit ton of OSBs. And to start us off, he's level 200. I need to get my drains stacked up, which might be tricky. Oh, I aggroed 2 of them. Yeah, and then we back out. I don't want to aggro 2 of them right now. And then it looks like they got a dot on me. There are 2, just 1 in here. That's fine. Alright. Now I'll hammer away on this enemy for a while. Anyway. Project Rubi-Ka, the playtest. I didn't do so well. Although I did after my failure to make a shotgun martial artist, I made a fixer actually afterwards. Just a ranged energy fixer. And it went mildly well. I killed Aster with a completely legitimate buff. But I didn't get the Kalim's ranged energy drop, so it didn't really do a whole lot for me. Yeah. I've kind of learned from this agent my mistakes that I made on live. That, ow. Yeah, attack rating, this number over here, is highly important when calculating crits. Like, almost as important as the actual crit increase modifier. You're dead. Oh, that was max XP, huh? My drain's about to run out, too. Drain him. Make sure my pet's got line of sight. Let's pop my assume. Yeah, mimic trader. That's what I want. Yeah, this build is very powerful. By the way, I'm soloing these level 200 mobs. My pet's not holding up. That's okay. Yeah, you might see in the top right my wear tab looks a little bit different. That's actually a GUI mod that I made using some stable diffusion assistance. Although I will say I used stable diffusion. It needed a lot of help. I probably spent about 5 hours getting it right. It's just I'm not an artist, so it's like I don't have any like a good base to start with. Oh, there's 2 of them in there. Let's tell my pets to follow. Pull 1. Get the drain. There we go. Should I counter? There we go. I've also looked into the client, a little bit of the client settings. You might see these little tags. It says fighting target. Which may not be accurate all the time, apparently. There's also a setting that you can turn on, like, first-person bodies, which is kind of weird. This is stuff I never knew about. Ow. Yeah. What I'm thinking, as far as the next playtest on Project Rubi-Ka, at least for me, on a profession choice, I'm not exactly set on anything. I generally want to play something I wouldn't normally play, so Metaphysicist is off the table. I probably wouldn't do a regular martial artist or an enforcer either. I'm thinking Soldier and Fixer were the obvious ones, but I'm leaning more towards Soldier because I did a Fixer in the last one, although it never really saw the light of day. Why not? No? Okay. Oh, I'm targeting myself, that's why. You're dead. Oh, look at that. Angel of Night, huh? What does that do? Nano points. Doesn't really say what it does. Martial arts skill locked. I can't use this because I don't have 1400 in martial arts, although I'm getting there. Yeah, I'll leave that to rot. Actually, no, I'll keep it and just throw it in my pile of shit that I'm holding on to. Alright, let's peek this guy. $70 damage? Okay. You gotta be doing better than that. Yeah, this Dana I'm using is the Trader heal. It's kind of a weird one. When you get it at the start of the game, it costs more than it heals, but at a certain point, it starts healing more than it costs, and you can use it as a self-heal. This is the highest one you can buy from the store. I've not gotten the actual highest one yet, though I could definitely use it. Just haven't gotten the lucky roll on it yet. Yes. I do have this GUI available too for download on my Anarchy Online fan website, I guess you would call it. Although it's partially for Project Rubi-Ka as well. What's it? aowp.vercel.app. But it's just a little minor graphical thing. I thought it was kind of cute. I played with the idea of making like a fat one and like a Aatrox looking one and all that, but it was just making the female variant took like a long time. Probably like 10 hours over the whole like process. Oh, another one. I'm getting a lot of martial arts tags in here. This is the one I usually use on a martial artist. But it's just a damage over time effect. And it uses like one of your extra skills. I think I can use them even though I'm not a martial artist. Yeah. I'm looting all this shop food because I'm poor. Yeah, it's gonna be nasty, I'm pretty sure. Nope, don't select the barrel. My healing pet's like a healing behind the wall. Yeah. Oh. I've also played with the idea of bureaucrat just because I like the charms. I think they're fun to play with, but I don't know, they're kind of hard to play because of the whole money thing. I don't know, it might work, it might not. Those are the two things I'm kind of waffling, is soldier and bureaucrat. Because honestly, the bureaucrat's pet early on is not really worth a whole lot. And because of the Arm of the Disciple, the new pistols and Project Rubi-Ka, that will help a lot with damage if I need to solo anything. My pet's about to die. I might have to dip out. Let's change targets. Actually, I might steal aggro with the concentration. Or maybe I'll just do it anyway. Yeah, it's steal aggro. Oh, no. Yeah, that's bail then. Follow. I don't want to lose my pet because it takes a long time to get them back. That should be enough. Like down in here. Yeah, this isn't really ideal as far as like grinding XP, but I want the reward. Lots and lots of crits. Oh no, my drink with the run out. This guy's got a ton of HP. This is a find item, which means I kind of have to clear it. Can I heal my pet using this? I can, that's silly. Yeah, as an agent, you can do a lot of things you probably didn't know you could with your pets because they don't have a lot of protections in place. That's why at some point I want to get the engineer shields for my pet. Ow. This guy has like a billion HP. There, he's finally dead. Only 200. Yeah. In general, I think playing with the bureaucrat charms are pretty fun. And they also have some useful crowd control stuff. If I have the money to buy it, would be pretty good in a team scenario. Oh, it's okay. I think this guy's might be higher, actually. Never mind. Yeah, that personal Notum harvester is doing a lot of work. I kind of wonder how well this would fare in Inner Sanctum. I don't know. I think there's too much shit going on. Like there's too many ads and stuff to really fare. At least not like 125. I might do better later on, but as far as like Project Rubi-Ka playtest timings, I would say December. But I'm not actually the one in control of it or like have any actual knowledge. I'm just guessing based on how the things are feeling. And the previous timing. If it is November, it's gonna be late November. And even then, probably not because of Thanksgiving and all that. A Notum fragment. I think it'll sell. Oh, it's another one of the... Okay, this guy's lower, I think. Anyway, as far as what's coming up for the playtest, I'm pretty sure at the very least solo missions are on the table as very likely to be put in. Or I think it might be like a requirement at this point for what they want to do. I'm not sure about team missions because they have a little more nuance with the floors and then the bosses. The way they're like laid out is different. They have like the teleporters. No? And also, I don't think they have a way of like having a keys. But I guess everyone in the mission... Oh, shit. Well... No? Alright. Ace Rustler, huh? Let's pop. They assume... Or Mimic, yeah. Is there anybody else in here? Nope. Oh, you rooted me. I'm missing. Oh, I didn't even land the other drain. Yeah, the white drain has a higher mana resist check. It's unfortunate. This guy is wasting his time casting roots, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I do plan, if once there is like a persistent server, I will almost certainly play Metaphysicist. Unless some crazy balance changes happen, I don't think I'm gonna deviate from my usual Metaphysicist Aatrox build. I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna put on it yet. I'm thinking bow. Maybe? Probably not ranged energy. Melee energy, probably not either, because that takes up the head slot. They get rooted. Oh, that's a really garbage snare, actually. Yeah, construction kit, who cares? Oh, it's one of these assholes. I might just try to find the item and go, rather than doing a full clear. I don't get any reward for doing a full clear besides just, like, XP and all the stuff of killing everything and clearing it. Oh, yeah, root. Yeah, for some reason, this particular, agent route and trap victim displays like a text. And that's actually a convenient segue, something I almost forgot. On Project Rubi-Ka, there is now a system, I guess, or a display on the GUI that shows, like, whenever you aggro someone above their head, it shows them like, oh, this person's aggro to this. Which, I mean, right now you can use this. Alright, where's this item at? Nope. That's Ace Asshole over there. There's another big building on that side, so I should probably kill this guy. Where'd Pet go? Just ran off. He's attacking him, apparently. What? Okay. Took like the long way around. Ah. Yeah. I've not heard of any new items being added, although I'm not sure. I don't know, they probably announce it if they added new items at this point. There's not a whole lot going on to really announce and talk about, so I think they would. The Project Rubi-Ka developers. Which I've actually insider knowledge about something I've been talking about a while back with Raggy, the British sounding developer, about a certain addition to the game involving like a low chance social pet boss drop for each of like the big bosses, which I would suspect there'd probably be like an Abmouth one, and Aster 1, Lab Director probably. Like, those are the three big ones. A Lab Director would be kind of boring, though. Maybe like yeah, like the Tim, the little Slayer droid. That'd probably be a better one. Anyway, it would be like a social pet that has a very low drop rate. Probably in a nano container if I were to guess, but I'm not the one making it, so. But I can already tell. I haven't actually told Raggy this, but I can tell, like, people... It's gonna make some, like, completionists really upset. I know how, in Season 1, people were farming, like, a Strike Foreman for his, like, pair of boots that give you a speed buff or whatever. And people were, like, farming him for hours. People were farming, Gartua for his waist implant, which I think it's okay. It's not worth farming for. And Guardian Tank Armor, which is even worse. It's just a slightly better Exarch robe with a higher stat requirement. It's over here. I think that's the generic crappy item. Alright. I'm just gonna get out of here. That gave me a 64 NC memory, which is very expensive, like $1 million or something, or a few million. I'm gonna buy it from the store. Let's check. I'm gonna cheat a little bit here. Is it just ICC probably? Yeah, this is one of those cheat bots, basically. I've been using them a lot in this character. Just because it's kind of like... The way I equate it to is like RK5. This server, the live server, is like getting a big fatty speedball crack rock from your crack dealer and smoking it. And Project Rubi-Ka is more like a cup of coffee. Like they both kind of progress. They can progress quickly into problems. I guess that's a bad way of saying it. I don't know. You both can get addicted to it, but it's more of an issue for one than the other. I feel like in this one, it just like... I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that, really, but it just... You get very powerful very fast with those. And, you know, I'm able to solo these really high-level mobs. ICC accessories. Yeah, 17 million. Or if you wanted to buy these, which are the Shadowlands variant, it's like 170 mil. Which I don't have. If you were to buy this version, it would be like 8 million. Okay. It's a little bit better here, but it's still expensive. Like, it's not practical for me to buy them. Yeah, I've been using these backpacks survival, looting them off enemies and then filling them up with just the garbage I get. Alright. I'm gonna refresh my mimic profession, false profession. And I will continue on one of these other quests. Actually, these are lower level. Yeah, like 160 and stuff. 189. 193. 160. These levels, I've been kind of doing that for now. Where is this? Virtual Wastelands. Yeah, I've not actually used the implant making bot. So I have some really kind of crappy implants for this level. That's fine. Gold Agent's actually pretty good. Is it Hope? Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people were talking on the Discord about these Woopas. I kind of don't like them compared to the old ones as much. The ones in Project Rubi-Ka that are like the tunnel shaped or whatever. What's going on over here? Oh, yeah. It's someone doing what I'm doing right now, basically. Oh, no, it's a team. Maybe. It might be someone like, what's it? Oh, no, that's just a, regular droid. Okay. They renamed their droid. It could be someone just playing multiple accounts, but that's okay. I've not done much farming of the Uncle Pumpkinhead. Although I probably I don't know. I don't know if I can kill one that's high enough level to get the, elite, low light level, whatever, extreme, elite, low level, I don't know. The fancy plus 15 scope. What's going on? Oh, it's a bot. Uncle Pumpkinhead. Yeah, I don't think I can kill those guys by myself. Yeah, I didn't know this. The pads of will. I don't know why they have... Oh, the play shift requirements is probably because the clan stuff and all that, the sided requirements you can change. I didn't know this, but apparently for doing the first part of that quest, you get like 30k like credits, which doesn't seem like a lot, but consider this on Project Rubi-Ka. You can farm all the waste collectors and stuff for all the parts you need to make that first part of the quest. So that would, if you could do that right away, that would be like 30k right off the bat. It's 30 or 20k. That's a lot of money starting off. You know, when you're getting off the island and like at best you have like 15k if you did a lot of farming. Which, that's something I'm gonna try to focus on a little bit more next time when I plan the playtest instead of rushing off the island as soon as possible. Sand demons. I don't want to get like pushed out sky with like 0 HP to get ganked by these guys. Yeah. In the season 1, I had a keeper, and I leveled it to like level 19 or something on the island, just by farming the aliens. I believe in the live server, they have like reduced experience drops, but most everything on Project Rubi-Ka gives like a flat experience rate. as far as I can tell. They're not altered, is what I'm saying. So you can farm them for XP pretty efficiently, and you can get pretty high level off of them. They also don't move, which helps. Which I'm not sure that's going to be fixed or not by... Oh. Oh, I got to them. That's fine. These are low level. Yeah, I don't think... I'm not sure the boss... The boss. I'm not sure what you would call him. The big guy on the Newbie Island. Big alien guy. I'm not sure his special, like, nano drain effect works. I don't remember it working if it did. But, no. During the playtest, generally just want to get through as fast as possible, so you spend as little time on his island. It's actually probably pretty bad, thinking on it now. I feel like you can progress quicker on the island. It is locked. It is not locked. Ooh, omnifier that I probably never use. Oh, no mobs. Sometimes when they explode like that, they spawn some mobs. But they did not. Yeah. I don't really plan to make this character into a series or anything like that. It's just kind of like, I'll talk about it. It's something to do when I'm... Oh, it'll be fine. It's just something to do when I'm talking about RK Online in general. Yeah. Trader is actually a very tempting option on Project Rubi-Ka right now. Specialist trading is very powerful. And also crits. Oh no. Actually, I think this is fine. Yeah. If you didn't know, deuces. These things over here, they don't aggro your character if your avatar is female. So that makes this part easier. Let me just attack him anyway. They do hit very hard though, you gotta be careful about that. I should be fine here though. I'm trying to talk. Yeah. They also dropped the Mize Nano Armor, which is part of what I'm wearing. Which is okay. It's slightly a little bit better than the Newcomer's Armor, which is like busted in this version. And this is like one of the big things that I'm looking forward to in Project Rubi-Ka is like not having all this OP shit. Like this means that I never have to worry about armor again, basically. As a free-to-play character, at least. It even goes to 220 if you wanted to use it until then, but I don't know why you would. Unless you just had absolutely nothing else to put there. But usually I think people get something going before then. But as far as I can tell, like, the only better armor for a Froob in this version of the game is if you can slot in, like, high-level Mise armor with the parts that give you max NCU buffs. That's the other half of this, is that, like, NCU buffs is, like, more important than anything else. That's why I have the collar on. Yeah. Which doesn't really, it's not going to be an issue in Predator because, like, I'm not going to be trying to slot in as many OSBs as possible. So NCU doesn't matter as much, so other armors become more viable. So, Rhino Man armor is obviously like the big one on Project Rubi-Ka right now. The Halloween armor set is really good. It's almost like too good, but it's a little bit weaker in the AC, so I could see it like, I don't know. It could be like if you're an Enforcer or any kind of tanking class, really, it could be worse off for you. Because the skill buffs are there, but they're not like huge. So you might be, if you're a Enforcer or Soldier or Keeper or any kind of like tanking class, you might be better off with a Rhino Man leather armor. But also, that's all assuming that the door's locked. The what's-its, the Uncle Pumpkin heads, the big angry pumpkin guys with scythes are actually still going to be available, which may or may not happen. It's locked. It is not locked. That shiny? Yeah. Shiny clusters are actually valuable sometimes. The other ones are not. Something to be aware of. Especially on Project Rubi-Ka when you're like skipping together every penny you have, but at that point you're digging every cluster. Unless yet you run out of space. Might be useful to know. And levels don't... I kill things a lot faster and it's a lot safer in this level range, but it's also kind of less XP. To be expected. Inventory full. Oh! Pop a bunch of garbage, please. Pets will handle it. Yeah, those omnifiers, I think they're used in a couple of recipes, mostly the omnicarbonum. What they're useful for. Which I can't wear. Some neutral. Maybe? Yeah. I don't know. The gauntlet buff is very useful to have when it's up. And you get them both on both sides. And also just like running the any kind of missions in hard to reach places. Because they'll be in like old Athens or like on the HQ or some bullshit, then makes things easier. Alright. I got like an hour left. Oh, that's Medusa. I'll be fine. Stand there and watch. Do I have... I do not. Oh, I do. Okay, yeah. This experience buff. It only matters on the live version. You get it from these things. Combat nano cans. Yep. And they're completely free. Yeah, I'll show them where you get them at the very, at the end of this mission, I guess. I need to pick up some more anyway. I have some other ones, too. It's mostly the Resurrection Sickness one I need the most. I die a lot trying to do these missions. I need to, make profession again. This is where I've already been. Oh, there's the item. Yeah. Something I've noticed, if you're neutral, it doesn't give you, like, oh, you have this percentage chance to get a heroic reward or whatever. But I think it still calculates it. So, if you were just to go in and rush the reward, then you wouldn't get the, oh, Maya's Nano. That's kind of useless, but okay. You wouldn't get the experience, but you get the credits. Or the experience. Reward. Yeah. I've been thinking, though, if I do make a soldier for the next playtest, it's probably with range energy. Because it's got pretty good support now, and I've also, like, it's all part of doing something new. Alright, I grabbed two of them. That's not good. Maybe it'll be fine. Maybe we'll just kill it fast enough. Alright. Yeah, ranged energy with that new subway weapon. That one's pretty nasty. That'll get you pretty far into the temple. Probably far enough to kill Calum with the team. And that's all you really need to do. Then you get the next step up in the ranged energy line of the new weapons. And that one will probably be enough to take me to the end of the playtest. That's kind of the thing, is range energy, melee energy, bow, lesser extent rifle. These weapons that Project Rubi-Ka are adding to the game are pretty front-loaded, which is fine for these playtests, because we're not getting that far. But in a persistent server case, you want to have a good end game for your weapon line, and And those ones, especially melee energy, definitely does not. Melee energy has a weapon called the Argument, which is like a spear. It's two-handed. And you get it from like the Biodome raid or something, and that's not going to happen. Almost certainly. In Season 2. I'm not even sure it's working either. When was that? One mind, one purpose, yeah. That's when I got to buff my healing pet, I'm pretty sure. I can't use right now. Yeah. Doctor, that one's gonna be fun. Oh, there's people out here. Let's fly away. Eastern, oh, that's Southern Flower Hills. Southern Flappy Hills. And that one's Eastern Fowl Hills. Both in the middle of nowhere, so I'm gonna cheat. Eastern Fowl Hills. Or the Fowl Plains. Looking for something with a high numbers. That's probably the closest. Oh, that's like right here. Yeah, this part would also be tricky if you were a clan. This is the door? Alright. Yeah, this guard command is actually a script, which just runs like select self, and then guard, and then pet heal with a delay. Because apparently if they're too close together, they don't work. Which is also this. I think it was the same case on Project Rubi-Ka. So they got that part down. What is this? Aegis barrier? Yeah. This is all part of my master plan to create some amazing metaphysics pets. I think the other ones I have, this is like plasma shield or something. Yeah, it's like the high level engineer damage shield. There's two of them in there. And what's this one? Oh, this is the Owen's missing eye. This is one of the high level metaphysicist lines that gives you just the overall big boost to your nano skills. It's gonna be helpful for twinking mostly. Although I might use it occasionally if my nano skills aren't high enough when I'm like out of trader. Most of the stuff I've been working on collecting is stuff that only I can cast on myself or on my pets. Because I can just use the cheaty buff bots for everything else. Which that was another thing that was announced, wasn't it? The the buffing cans, which should be very interesting how they work. I'm not sure they're going to get a lot of use in a playtest. Because there's just like not a lot of money going around generally to warrant that. You just cast the buffs when they're online. And there's going to be a lot of people online because it's how the playtests generally are. Although the last one was a little bit lower on population, especially near the end. I think a lot of that had to do with people struggling to get on the launcher and getting like kicked all the time. Or crashing or whatever. Which, yes, I've heard the developers are very aware of that issue. Whatever, it'll be fine. The aggro. Oh, I didn't aggro him. I don't know. Those nano cans, they should be an interesting thing once things start to wind down. Although I think traders might have some of the best ones. Agents too. Although the agents have the twinking ones, which aren't as useful in a server where like everyone's just kind of scraping by. So maybe not. I think traders are probably going to be the most valuable nano cans. Now, as someone who plays a lot of metaphysicist, I think it would be a good thing to add a matter creation, time and space nano can. Because the interesting part of that is they all break when you go on combat, but you can still like use it most of the time, especially if it's not like a Moochum, you know, low level or whatever. If it's just like a teachings or a mastery, most of the time you can still use your pet that you cast with it, but you would also become reliant on it because you wouldn't be able to cast it without those nano cans. So there's a rub there. Apparently these guys aren't on the same team. Alright. But I think it would generally be a useful thing for pet classes. I guess really for engineers. Mostly just engineers. Bureaucrats usually don't worry about their pets that much. I don't know. I know, I think Essence of Behemoth was on the list too, but you won't be able to use the max HP buff. It'll just be a twinking thing. But I think... Actually, I can just pull up the list. That'd probably be more helpful. 131, Enhanced Sentence, Feline Grace, Neuronal Stimulator, which I believe is the plus Psychic and Intelligence tweaking buff for Metaphysicists, I think. Iron Circle, Prodigious Strength, Behemoth, and Superior First Aid. Okay. Superior First Aid is probably a good one, because that's, yeah. It's for twinking, raising your treatment. Well, not even really twinking, you can start putting on implants sometimes. You can't do it, you don't have the IP. I'm gonna put this to 400. This is kind of a general rule of thumb that I've learned. Is, you want your breaking and entering, if you want to open doors, you want it to be the same level of the mission you're pulling. If you wanted to be able to open chests, you want to be doubled the level of the mission you're pulling. So 400 should be enough to do about everything that I'm capable of actually, like, rolling at this point. Yeah. That list of buffs, though, is not going to be seen in the playtest, I'm almost certain. Besides maybe, like, Feline Grace and Enhanced Senses, but they don't even really matter that much. If someone were to play an agent pretty high and get that going, I might see that. But the other ones, no. They're all pretty, like, level 100 area. And I have suggested that as well, is that there should be a lower level version of these nano cans, as to, like, lower level wrangles, and probably a specialist treatment nano can. The other big one. Is that? No, not just some random nano. Yes, I have a fun idea. I'll leave it there for now. I'm actually gonna back out of this mission for now. My actually I'm gonna kill one more. Or I'm not even gonna kill it actually, I'm just gonna drain it. Alright, they go to follow. I have a fun idea. Alright. Do I have the skills to cast this? I'm not sure I do. I'm gonna warp just in case. I don't have any, the IP points spare right now. Alright. While I'm here, I want to put on this NCU I just got. Trading mogul, can I do that? No. Let's take off reactive, reflective shield, or whatever. So not enough. Fleetfoot. Should have enough to cast or put that in now. So that gave me a pretty big chunk of NCU space. Let's go ahead and re-up the drains. And guards will handle them. Yeah, I spent a lot of time here recently. Alright. A lot of shit in this bag. Hmm, 11 seconds. Yeah, this is the crux of playing an agent, is letting your draining right before your false suppression expire is on becoming something else, which I'm going to become an engineer. Which you're like, why would you ever do that? That seems like a weird false profession. Oh, I can just cast it, okay. Yeah, I have the Slayer droid buff for engineers. And there's no, like, play shift check or playfield check or whatever. That's gonna give me a massive damage boost. Yeah, 1300. Is that 1300 attack rating? Let's go play with these guys. Yeah, that's a lot more damage now. But the issue is that I have to wait 20 minutes for this to expire. I can't just like kill myself because I'll lose the transference buff. So I will do some sorting, and I do have something else to talk about as well. Yeah, I have a lot of random shit in here. I'm just gonna dump it. Yeah. That's probably just a sell item. It's not full. That one's full. Flurry of Blows I can go. Flurry of... Alright. Never mind. That's the Metaphysics buff. Let's dump this in here. Oh, bank is full. This happens a lot. You know what? I'm just not gonna deal with it right now. Anyway, I want to get on to what I was talking about. The after the test, the playtest, the last one, the developers put out a survey. I have the public results of it at least. They can do a little bit of reviewing on, I guess. I believe that this was the first question, and I landed in that 10 to 20 hours. I probably would have been in that green zone if I had like a really good character, but I didn't really. Might have flopped a little bit. And it kind of shows. I'm not sure this is exactly representative of everybody who actually played, because I'm pretty sure there's probably like at least 200 unique players over the course of the playtest. So there's probably some bias towards the green and yellow zone. It's fine. And the level you achieved, which is quite a few in like that newbie island range. And I ended up here about 30, I think, with my highest, the martial artist with shotguns, and my second one was like around like 20, I believe. And I guess some people got some really high levels. I think you could just type whatever you wanted in. So there's some uh some answers in there. Yeah. I know there was people who got to 60. I'm pretty sure. There was definitely an Aster kill in there somewhere. Probably. And I'm not sure anyone got further than that. I'm almost certain no one killed Lab Director in that time. That should give you a good idea where people kind of like landed and like played the most. Just definitely New Island and the subway. Double didn't really get that far in. And Profession, this one you can kind of draw a little more on. Where I may have added to the martial artist and fixer bias here a little bit because that was the two professions that I played. Which martial artist is just an obvious pick because it's the easiest to play if you're poor and you don't know a lot about the game either. Fixer was kind of a weird one considering that's the profession everyone shits on, and it was also like broken during a test, like the long one of the hot lines was buff or broken. And Metaphysis just makes sense because that's just one of the most powerful professions in the game. Although it's not ideal, it's powerful on its own, but it's not as powerful as some team combinations. I will say that. Enforcer is the easy profession to play. Bureaucrat was kind of a weird one to be so high because I don't think it's that easy to play, and your damage options are limited. Adventure was kind of a pretty common one. Agent is kind of high considering how hard they are to play without any money. Doctor was kind of surprising being that low. Engineer, that makes sense. Now Vision usually kind of got like shit on a little bit, or no, nanotechnicians really probably not any high ones either. And Shade and Keeper were not originally intended to be in the test, so those ones were kind of skewed a little bit. And Soldier and Trader are probably about what I expect. But that's all those stats I have to deal with right now. I think there was one more. Oh. I switched profiles. There was one more, I think. One more image. I lost it somewhere, so it's gone into the void, but it's okay. I believe I can't use my pets right now. They're like, I hate you. Yeah. So in the meantime, I'll look at some of these nanos that I can buy. I think I need a good, what's the word? Calm? Mez? Sure. Can't use it right now though. I'll just kind of bounce around for a little while, I suppose. It's supposed to be like prime time. Right now it is. Check. About like 2 p.m. EST. And that would probably place it like around 5 p.m. in Europe. Somewhere around there. It's evening in Europe, basically, but it's still kind of not as populous right now. Which I'm not really sure where to go. I'm just kind of killing time. I got like 10 minutes left. Um... yes, these are the other buff bots. Because we need 2 sets of them, apparently. Just like a... No, that's the box. Like a... Then go check out the arbiters here. I don't know. Why not? Nope. Yeah. As much as those arbiter missions make the game easier, I also don't... I hate them most of the time. At least the PvP one is just garbage. It's like, hey, you can go through the motions of being a PvP player, and then you get like 3 or 4 levels for free or something, just by like killing yourself basically. Which times? Which I'm kind of okay with that, not being in Project Rubi-Ka. We'll see what the daily points be too. I don't know. Well, it must have been like a server wipe, not server wipe, a playfield crash or whatever recently. Well, these are kind of looking kind of empty. There's usually a lot of people kind of sitting around. What you got for me, huh? Oh, it's the Mantis Hive. That's great. I'm never gonna do that. That's the regular one. Extraction. Oh, that's like the fake solo mission one. Where is that? It's in hell. Okay. Level clans application form, huh? I think the closest drop-off point, unless there's a warp there or something, is ICC. Which, that's fine. I got some time to burn anyway. I'll go ahead and do it just because that's one of the better ones of the dailies they have. Well, I can't. Oh, I did not know that actually. That makes things a little harder. All right. Really? I feel like I have. Hmm. Okay. That kind of sucks a little bit, but there's a way around this. It's not a very good way, but I'm going to do it. Yeah, that's kind of a weakness of this build, isn't it? There's probably some like paid like flight form you can use that or whatever that you can use with this on, but it's whatever. Alright, I gotta go out west. It's a new Steps of Madness drop off. Although I think the Scouty Boy or whatever has a like direct warp to an Elda Boy or whatever, because I guess you can warp inside. So I have like, alright. I like how this is what swimming looks like. I guess the idea is supposed to be like there's like jets in the Slayer droid or whatever, but it's like totally stationary. You guys, they're fine. Yeah. Right now, my martial arts skill is 1044, which I believe is high enough. It takes you over that threshold for the extra high level martial arts template. There's like multiple items that give you it, weapons or whatever. That's one of those weird things about this game is the martial arts. If you don't have a weapon in your hand, it just gives you one. And it has stats like a normal weapon, but it's weird. And I guess it bases the weapon that it gives you off by your skill and the level of it. But after a certain point, they just didn't have enough breakpoints, I guess. They added a second item that you get for when you get over like 1,000 martial arts skill. Twilight Plains, huh? Oh, pet's pocked. My pet's pocked right back up, huh? Where am I going? There probably is a city here. Alright. Just follow the road, I guess. Oh, I didn't get the, whatever, the reactive reflective shield and the other buff I dropped. That's okay. I can get them back, and they're not essential for this. Anyway, I've been thinking a while about a good weapon choice for a metaphysicist and Project Rubi-Ka, and bow is a very tempting option, but I think it's a trap. Like that, once you get over 100, that bow is not going to be good anymore, and there's not really any other good bows in the game. So I'm just kind of like, I don't want to do that with just the one bow in the game. But there's really not anything else that you can really want to spec into besides something boring like pistol or SMG. Probably a bad idea. Um, Grenade is a terrible idea, but that's just because there's not any good grenade weapons. Um, Martial arts is probably a terrible idea. Shotgun is also not good. There's the whole crits and the whole issue with that, and this is not where I'm going. AR. This is where I'm going. My buff's about to run out. How convenient. Alright. I don't think I can cast my Mimic Trader, yeah. I have the assumed trader profession. And now I can drain up. Maybe. I might have not enough NCU space to do this. So I'll drop that one. I'm not even paying attention to this guy. He's like hitting me with his briefcase. I don't have enough nano. Alright. Let's kill this guy. Yeah. That... Oh, my sensory improvement's not high enough. Alright. I think in the past I was running a like sensory improvement mastery or something to deal with that, but I don't have it now. Man. These guys give a lot of XP. Honestly, if you get this quest, it's probably not a terrible idea to leave it and then reset the zone. You can farm these guys XP, although it's not that much. Yeah. I got better. Just doing the, oh, you're the guy? You know a cleaner when you see one. Well, he must be blind then. You can't wait to get out of here. Like some red general on his back, apparently. Yeah, you can see he's like... He's got his own little AI. He like follows you around to the exit. Well, he is shooting through a wall now. Got like a really strong gun, whatever that is. My pet's like ran off to Africa to kill somebody. I guess you have to take the back door, because this guy said so. Yeah, you're still cast as a Slayer droid too, which is funny. Yeah, the crits on this thing are disgusting. If I had a higher crit rate, this would be like, it would be out of control. I guess you increase it too. Someone aggroed? No. I believe this is the exit. Yeah, I've made this mistake a couple times. You have to like stop here and talk to this guy to actually complete the quest. Alright, get out of here. I think I'm like a level from that. Yeah, I don't think Flamingo's bodyguards are actually a good choice. Anyway, I think I've discussed all the talking points I wanted to go over.